counting again. And before we do much, I want to hear some of your thoughts. So I'm going to put some things up here, and we're going to talk about what do we see and how best to count something like this. How can we come up with an answer? So I'm going to let you look at it for a minute. Put your hands down, look at it for a minute, and think. I want you to think about how many do you think there are. I'm going to ask you some answers in a minute. How many, what did you get? What number shows how many counters we have? Okay. Okay. So let's write down some of our answers.
11.
Logan?
14.
You got 14. And what did you get, Bear?
11.
11. Miley, what did you get?
12.
12. Did anybody get a different answer besides 14, 11, or 12?
I need to count.
Adeline?
7.
Got 17.
Oh, 17.
Brody? How many did you count?
I counted the same as Ben.
You got the same? Okay. Gabby, what'd you get?
8.
You got 8?
Oh,
Okay.
8. She's not
And Cameron, how many did you get?
43. 43.
43? Did you say 4? Okay. And Charlie?
13.
13.
13.
All right, so we have, these are our answers so far. We got 13, 14, 11, 12, 17, 8, and 43.
Let's see.
First, I want you to think about these numbers before we move on. What do you think about these numbers? What do you think you know about them, or what do you think about these numbers? Miley?
I know that it's a 12 because it has a 1 and a 2.
Excellent. Carly?
I know it's a 13 because it has a 3 and a 1.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Adeline? The 7 and the 1. Okay. Wait your turn, please, Gemma.
I know it's a 33 because it has a 4 and a 3.
Okay. Cameron?
8.
Okay, you got 8. So when you look at these numbers again, think about, are these numbers the same? Put your thumb up if you think they're all the same. Thumbs down if you think these numbers are different. What did you get? Are these numbers the same? Logan, and I'm waiting for a few friends up here. I need a thumbs up if these numbers are the same, Willow. I need a thumbs down if these numbers are different. Thank you. Okay, hands in your lap again. Let's pick just a couple of the numbers and say, let's start at these top two, 13 and 14. Is one of them much higher number? Or are they pretty close?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Why would you say they're pretty close, Miley?
Because they both have a 1 in it.
Okay, so if they both have a 1 over here in the tens place, I can say they're pretty close together. Charlie, do you have a different idea?
Because it's a 3 and a 4 and a 4 is more than 3.
Okay, so you see a 3 and a 4. The 4 is more than 3. Okay. Logan?
See, like 10 and 11, that's how, see, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And now 10 is here, and now 11 goes here.
You're right. So they're pretty close together because it comes right after it, doesn't 10 and then 11. Those numbers, 13 and then 14, they're pretty close together. What about this number 8? Is it, if you look at these other numbers, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you think 8 is a higher number, and a thumbs down if you think it's lower, it's less. 8 if it's less, or thumbs down, and thumbs up if it's greater. Okay? All right, put your hands down again. Now think about these two numbers. Are they close to the same, or are they very different? I see you shaking your head. No, Adeline, they're not close to the same. Why would you say no, they're not close to the same?
Because they're not the same numbers.
Okay. What do you see that's so different about them?
Because they're not next, or because it's not bigger than.
Okay. Okay. let's look at our counters again, and let's see. Tell me some ideas of how you would count them. I see some people doing this, counting. I want you to think for a minute, what would be a good way to count these so that we're accurate? Because we can see our numbers, our answers are really different.
12.
Just a minute. First I want to know, how should we count them? What should we do to count them carefully? Gemma?
Count them by shape. By 14.
Okay, so Gemma said count by moving into color groups. Gemma thinks we should touch them and move them into groups of colors to count them. What's another idea? Gabby?
Put all the red ones together, put all the orange ones together, put all the pink ones together, all the
Okay.
ones and all the blue ones.
So you're going to sort by color also, okay? What's a different idea, Coralie?
Put them by shape.
Oh, we could put them by shapes. So could we say move them by shapes? By shapes, or group them by shapes? Does anybody have another idea? Brody, what are you thinking how to count them?
Count them.
How would I count them? What's a good way to count them so I get the right number?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I'm going to count by 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Count by one.
Cameron.
Count by 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Count by ones.
Charlie, did you have another idea?
You can go by line and count them like you do in books. You can go in.
Oh, so left to right, top to bottom. So I could count, she said, by lines. So when you look at these shapes up here, can you kind of see how they're kind of in lines, aren't they, in rows? So I could count by lines or rows. What's another idea, Miley?
You could put groups of 10.
Groups of 10. I like that idea. If we're counting a lot of things, sometimes it really helps to put them in groups, and we can do groups of 10s. One more. Cameron?
17.
You think there's 17 of them? Okay. So let's count together using some of these strategies and see what is the accurate and precise answer. Which number did we get? Do you remember? Does anybody remember what it means to be accurate and precise when you're counting?
You gotta get the right.
What does that mean?
Try to do it good and get the right number.
Okay, so you have to try and do a good get the right number. So we're going to use one of these strategies, aren't we? Because we see that if we sit on the carpet and look up here, did we all get the same answer?
No.
No. But do we all see the same shapes? Should there be the same number?
Yes.
So when I count something, I give one number to each shape, and then I should get the right answer. Everybody should get the same answer together. So let's try it. Let's move them into color groups and see if that helps. So I'll make a red group, and a blue group, and a green group, and an orange group, and then these are kind of by themselves. So now, can we count up in the groups and see what do we get? Let's try it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Did somebody get the right answer?
I did.
All right, let's circle our answer.
I got it again the other time. Remember the other time with the bears?
All right, let's do this again. Uh-oh, I lost one.
Now they're
I'll
just.
here, that'll fix it. Do we still have 13?
Yeah.
If I dropped one on the floor, does anybody know how many that would be now?
13. 12.
It was 13.
12.
It was
14.
13.
12.
How do you know it's 12?
Because we count 13 and after 12 and that was my answer. 12.
You're right. So if we had 13 and one fell on the floor, Miley says now we have 12 because we count 13 after we say 12. So I had 13, one fell. So that's like taking one away. I took one away and now there's 12. Let's count and see if she's right. I'm going to move them this time with my finger. Ready?
1, 2,
What strategy did I use this time when I counted?
Row.
Rows. I used this strategy of counting in lines and I touched them to move them into rows.